All right, what's going on, y'all? I am so pumped to be back. It's been like 3 weeks since our last chapter, at least us, unofficial readers. So I hope you all had a great start to the new year. I think last time we talked, well, we did the top 30 last week, but last time we had a reaction, it was around there. So hope you all had some happy holidays. Hope you all had a good start to the new year. And I guess to christen in the new year, because or 1103 was the first official chapter of 2024, but we read it before that, so it doesn't count. So for the first reaction stream of mine for this year, we do have some changes, some updates that I want to share with y'all. Let me bring the mic a little bit closer. I think the audio, there we go. I mean, you guys probably still heard me, but all right, couple updates though. First thing, I got a new camera. You guys may have noticed the new camera already. I can't tell, but it's like a nice Canon one, Canon EOS camera. So I got some recommendations. So I got that, and the background's probably a lot more visible. I'm still trying to learn how to do aperture and the ISO and the f-stop and all that kind of stuff to make the background look even crisper, or like the neon sign isn't super visible, right? But anyway, the reason why I was bringing that up was I want to start having you guys pick the color of the background, because I can change all those lights from my phone. So every stream, I want to have you guys pick the color. And the idea in my mind is, hopefully, you guys won't spoil me. Like, the poll will do enough, but hopefully you guys can kind of lean towards a color that is appropriate for the chapter or something you guys want to do. I just thought it'd be a fun way to start off every stream. So here's the first one. I can only do 4 options, so I can't like list every single color. But if there's a color that, for example, and again, you guys don't have to spoil me, right away, but like, if dragon ever shows up, green might be a good choice for the background. That's like kind of where I'm going. But it doesn't have to be. If you guys just feel a color, vote whatever you want. I'll go with whatever gets picked. So that's the first announcement. I just wanted to start that because obviously you guys got to vote in the poll. So before we start the actual reaction, I'll change the colors. Okay, another thing another change, another exciting update in my opinion that we need to do. Okay, so also, YouTube has started giving memberships to us creators to give to you guys for free. So every month we get 10 memberships to give away, or at least I do. I don't know if everyone gets the same amount. I'm not sure how it works. So I'm going to gift 5 of those memberships right now. So that, I mean, you guys can thank me if you want, but that is from YouTube. YouTube did that for just so creators can, kind of give back to you guys in a way, I suppose. So there's 5 memberships. I get 10 a month, so my plan is to do like 5 every reaction stream, because like we have like a maximum of 3 reaction streams a month, so maybe 1 a month wouldn't have any, but I'm gonna try to give those away also while you guys do the polls every single reaction stream. That's kind of my goal. I want to get like a little tradition down. I have a couple other things. Okay, also, major thank you guys for the support on the last video. That's been really amazing. Obviously, I mean, I'm happy with any support on any video. You guys know that. I'm very thankful. But whenever they're sponsored, it goes even a longer way than normal, because obviously more views on a sponsored video gets the sponsors to come back, makes the sponsors happy, makes it easier for me to do YouTube, all that stuff. So major thank you for the support there. And I think I had a couple other updates. Okay, also, TCG giveaways, just real quick, because I know I mentioned this before. I'm going to be posting about that in a few days, so if you remember, if you just got memberships from me, or I think it was Adam. Was that Adam? My guy Adam? Gifting 5 memberships, my guy. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. You're the man. Because everyone who just got a membership or already is one or whatever, I'm going to be posting in a couple days about the next TCG giveaway. You'll have a little bit of time to sign up, and then we'll do that giveaway probably like next weekend. We'll figure that out, but just keep an eye out for the post. I just wanted to mention that. But thank you so much, Adam. And then also, Terrible TJ, my guy, being a member for 10 months, almost on a year already. Make sure to use those emotes and like D-Stream. Yes, please, everyone, please like D-Stream if you have not already. It literally does wonders for the algorithm. Every like you give gives YouTube more reason to share the video, like give recommendations, so people who are just browsing are like, oh, Dax Live, the more likes, the more that happens, more people come in, and then they'll like it, and then it's just, a feedback effect. So I'd really appreciate that. That'd be amazing. And then also Phil being a member for 3 months, one of the all-time goats of the channel, with just a bunch of them with W and then Luffy laughing. So I appreciate you very much, my guy. Like I said, one of the all-time goats. Been around since literally day one. And I see a lot of other goats in the chat as well. I see Kuya's in there, Kush Daddy, I feel bad because sometimes I just look at the colored names because there's so many, and I know that some of you guys, may not be members right now, but you still support. So I'm sorry if I don't say your name and you're here every week. I apologize. Bon Clay, Chaotix Gamer, I've seen you here many times. Ramon Montoya get another membership. I appreciate you. Blue Vert at Forit Day Pin. I still don't know how to say your name correctly, but I appreciate you. Birch, so many familiar names. I really appreciate you guys. Means a lot. And I've heard a lot of good things about this chapter. Oh, friend Harper, of course you're blue. Of course you got a membership. Or membership, I'm sorry. Moderator ship, I guess is what that would be. But all right, guys. I'm going to hurry up and get into this chapter because I've heard a lot of good things. And also, a lot of other people are going to be reacting all day today. So after this, Kev DOG streams. I think it's around 4:30, so I'll probably end around there. And then I think Chestnut goes live at 5:30. So we got people on people, reacted today. So I'm going to go ahead and dive in and just get started. But wanted to give you guys, like I said, just a major thank you for all the support so far. And yeah, it means a lot. And then as for the color poll, it looks like red's running away with it. If one color gets, over a third of the votes, because there's 3 color options and another. So if one color gets that much, that's I think that's a pretty telltale sign of what the will of the people is. You know what I'm saying? Well, it won't let me change the... Wait. It won't let me change the last one. Well, that's weird. I literally made it orange right before the stream started, but that one won't change. So we're just going to leave that one orange for this time. But in the future, all 3 of them will change. At least orange is close to red, right? All right. Now it's time to get into the chapter, guys. Chapter, what is it, 1104? So I have not been spoiled, but I've seen a lot of thumbnails, and I have a feeling I know what's happening. I don't want to start guessing because then I might spoil myself just thinking about it too much. But I have seen a handful of thumbnails, and also Jake Fegan being a member for 3 months with the Pikachu thumbs up. I appreciate you. That's a sign to like the stream because, like I said, that it does help the channel massively. But all right, guys, let's get into it. Chapter 1104. Kev DOG. Wait. Kev. Okay, showing my love before my reaction. That just, totally messed me up. Hope everyone's having a good day. Like I said, Kev's going live right after this. It should direct you guys. So if you guys stick around for the whole stream, you'll just end up at Kev's stream. So, all right, Chapter 1104. Kev, leave now, by the way. Thank you, Daddy, which I kind of like that. It's building off of the last few chapter titles, which have been like, thank you, Bonnie, and I love you, and all that. So it's like, just keeping it kind of simple. I like that so far. We got Sanji with 2 mice getting married. Is that, wait. Sanji serves dessert to a mouse couple that just got engaged. Oh my god, how am I blanking on his name? What's the mouse's name? Someone has to tell me. What's the mouse's name that, Chuji. Is that it? Chuji? Is that it? I think that's it. Chuji, right? I think it's Chuji. So I'm going to assume that this is Chuji, and I'm taking this as a canon cover page. I don't care if it's a cover request. Chuji's getting married. That's an automatic W right there. A huge W, especially because Sanji's there, and obviously Sanji's had the connection with the mice. Look, this is one of my favorite cover pages. I'm not going to lie. This is like a cover request that Oda should just make canon. That one's great. That's a big W. All right, here we go. Does the punch land? So I'm just going to be on the record before I see this. If it lands, it's not going to do any damage. I don't think he's going to hurt him, but maybe I'll eat my words here in 2 seconds. A punch full of feelings. You're the Buccaneer brat. You can either live as a slave or die. Nothing else can be tolerated for someone of your ilk. I love they're diving back to this because this was back at God Valley, like in chapter 1096, I think, when he was talking smack to Saturn. It was great. You can either live as a slave or die. Nothing else can be tolerated for someone of your ilk. Mommy has passed away. She's in a better place now. I'm just so happy. Kumachi, sorry, but I'm at death's door. Oda Oda just showed us the flashback, and now he's got to remind us how tragic it is with like a quick summary. You know what I mean? Vegapunk, what is the meaning of this? How can Kuma still be alive? I made use of our contingency plan. A few days after the Revolutionary Army took him. I triggered his self-destruct mechanism. What? Hold on, wait. Before... how can Kuma still be alive? I made use of our contingency plan a few days after the Revolutionary Army took him. So whenever Kuma got taken by the Revolutionary Army, Saturn enacted the explosives, but it didn't blow him up. And even Vegapunk is surprised. Okay, I like that. I wish we'll figure out what Vegapunk did. He probably did something, but all right, let's see. All right, so the punch does land. Well, okay, but then you can see Saturn with the... because, like, at first it hits, and then you can see his eye come back, like, it's nothing, but then he still gets hit. So that's very strange. I mean, it's dope. I'm happy Kuma got to do it. I didn't think it would happen. But the fact that his eye is still, like, alive right there is telling me Saturn is not going to be very affected by this. Saturn's gonna get right back up. He's gonna heal. Crash, Saint Saturn. Okay, so we got like the buildings falling, which is pretty cool. The town, what's going on? Did Kuma do that? He just punched one of the 5 elders. He attacked one of the world's greatest overseers. That is pretty dope, because that's like Luffy hitting Sharlos, but you know, a whole nother level, which, remember, going back to that, Luffy got sent, like, Luffy and the crew got sent around the world, predominantly, I guess, because Luffy hit a Celestial Dragon. So now having Kuma come in and hit one, beautiful. I didn't think it would happen, but the parallels are there. Young Usopp with the $2 said, like the stream. Young Usopp, I appreciate you. Everyone, go check him out if you haven't already. I think did you just drop a theory video? I don't think you dropped a song. I think you dropped a legit theory video, right? I think. Young Usopp's been going back and forth and asking the community what videos they want. So definitely go check him out for sure. Let's see. He attacked one of the world's greatest overseers. Go help Saint Saturn at once. He's under the rubble. For someone of his status to be struck by a slave, bro, I hate that. Whoever said that, we gotta talk after the stream. Whoever just called him a slave again. Because obviously he's not at this point. I mean, they're saying it, you know, because he was, but like, look. This is unprecedented. Hey, we can move again, Bonnie-chan. Are you hurt? This is our chance. Get Bonnie to the upper levels. Escaping the island is our only objective. What is the meaning of this? That's a good question. The truth is, I didn't install a traditional self-destruct mechanism. My guy. Oh, my guy, Vegapunk. Don't tell me. I've needed this. I've needed this. I've needed this. Oh my god, Vegapunk. I gotta get comfortable, man. I needed this. I wanted this so bad. I wanted Vegapunk to kind of go against his agreement a little bit so bad, man. Alright. The truth is, I didn't install a traditional self-destruct mechanism. I couldn't bear the idea of making you into a bomb, knowing how those bastards would take full advantage of that. But I still kept my word. I just used a different kind of failsafe. My god. I love him, man. I love him. And he activated it. I programmed it to shut your body down completely. Between that and the loss of your individuality, you should be nothing but a vegetable now, incapable of receiving orders. Even accounting for Bonnie's presence here, you shouldn't have been able to reach us. So how are you still moving? This almost seems beyond science. Vegapunk is cooking right now, guys. I wanted this so bad. And we're getting like the full explanation. It can't be what I'm thinking, can it? The Buccaneers were said to have a special characteristic beyond their strong bodies, after all. Your people once... Vegapunk, you can't do that. You can't... You can't stop there. I need... Okay, I'm just going to keep reading. Kizaru. It's over, isn't it? Kuma. Where's Straw Hat? He disappeared right before we could apprehend him. There's no way we can call in such a failure. Oh, bro. Bonnie's back down to 12. Thank you, Daddy, for everything. And you can see like the lightning zapping off of him because he's still like a cyborg. I saw your memories. Mommy seemed like an amazing woman. And I saw how you actually wrote me lots and lots of letters. That made me so happy. Man. Oda with this, Oda can dip back into this well of emotion literally anytime he wants. Like, he knows we're gonna eat it up. Anytime he wants to bring it up, we're gonna be all over it. I don't care if everyone else calls you a tyrant, because I know there's no one kinder than my dad. To me, you're the coolest person in the whole wide world. I'll never, ever forget that. And Kuma being, like, so stoic because he's, like, robotic right now. Arg. I love that. Saint Saturn. Okay, so Saturn's back. I knew that was going to be short-lived. Vegapunk. I'm still waiting for an explanation. Was this your doing? Is that just like Conqueror's Haki, or is that like lightning coming off of his face, kind of like Kuma? Like, I can't be the only one who's noticing this, right? Like, the lightning coming off of Kuma's face because he's like short-circuiting, but then Saturn has this kind of lightning stuff. Like, it's probably Conqueror's Haki, I'm imagining, but that's still really interesting. I suppose it would be fair to say that I'm ultimately responsible, but if you're a romantic, you could just as easily chalk this up to the power of love. What the f... I see. As usual, to err is human. How short-sighted. You gentlemen have outlived your usefulness. Farewell. What is up with his body, bro? So he lost his arm and it's regenerating. Okay, I thought he was like slicing it up into pieces. I was like, bro, what is going on? But he lost his arm, I guess, in that punch, which is like really... I love Kuma and everything, but that, like, a punch knocking an arm off, that's like pretty... I don't... You know, that's a lot, but... So he's literally regenerating, okay. What the... His body, it's regenerating, and then we see him attacking Kuma again. Daddy, get out of the way. You've got to move. I'm not gonna let you upset Bonnie-chan anymore, you dirty old spider. Sanji, bro. Wow. Okay. Love that. That's big hype for Sanji, because, you know, I mean, Sanji was getting held down by the random gravity force, you know, whatever that was for a little while, but, I love that. It's just also like he's protecting Bonnie again. It's just, that's perfect. I love that. It's also like, you know, obviously Kuma is fighting Saturn right now, and Kuma is like the cyborg and all that kind of stuff. Well, Sanji is also kind of that, right? He's like bio-enhanced. It's not really a cyborg, but similar. So it's cool that he's the one diving in, I think. Oda's probably trying to tie it all together. Yeah, we owe Kuma a huge debt too. Radical, my goodness, you certainly have grown a lot. Frankie with the radical beam? Through Saturn? Man, Frankie and Sanji were not happy about being held down by the gravity, man. Wow. That went straight through him. I mean, I think this is just showing that Saturn, like, doesn't care to get hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he knows he can regenerate, so he's like, do whatever you want. Like, I'm not gonna die. You know, like, that's my get. Like he said, like, he was only gonna let Bonnie hurt him if he wanted to be hurt or whatever. Like, I think he's just tanking it to probably show off at this. I would imagine. Like, I'm sure he could dodge it if he wanted. All right, but Kizaru's reaction here. My goodness, you certainly have grown a lot. Let's put your growth to the test. And so he's just hitting him with his own laser in return, which is pretty dope because we also know that like the Pacifista lasers are, I don't know what the right word, like based off of Kizaru's lasers. I guess we don't really know explicitly how they're made, but like they're similar. They're just like them. So seeing like the laser connection is also dope. Oda's definitely layering all of this. Okay, so look, there he is. Saturn's just healing automatically. It's like, again, it's like Saturn just is purposely tanking. Like, he just doesn't care. Vegapunk, Dad can't move. Atlas, can you carry him to our meeting point in the Labostratum? Leave it to me. Okay, this is so interesting. Now that Kuma's joined us, wouldn't you agree there are too many players on the board? I think it's about time we wrap this up. If you could have wrapped it up that easily, you should have already, Saturn. Let's be honest. You're a sad, sad man, Kizaru. Have you no heart? I should have brought a darker pair of shades. I'm going to embarrass myself at this rate. The Buster Call protocol has been authorized. By the authority of the world government, this island has been declared a threat to the entire world. All ships, take aim. Reduce everything to ashes in the name of justice. A traitor who studied the taboo secrets of the world. A survivor of a bloodline that should be extinct. And a pirate who awakened the power of that ancient god. This island has been completely infested. No break next week. This chapter seemed a little short, but it was packed. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It is a couple pages short of normal, but still phenomenal. Phenomenal. Now I gotta bring one thing up though. This Buster Call nonsense. What were we already doing? Like, like, if you bring an admiral and a Gorosei and 30,000 Marines and all this stuff there, are we not already at Buster Call territory? You know what I mean? Like, isn't that? I mean, it's better than a Buster Call, right? Like, I would imagine. Like, I guess I'm just confused why we're bringing this into play now. It's like, didn't we already? We've already, when the ship showed up like 10 chapters ago, like 12 chapters ago, and they went through all the numbers, like this is how many people are here, this many vice admirals, this many this. I was like, okay, it's even bigger than a Buster Call. But now they're like, well, the Buster Call initiated. It's like, hey, we already, like, I guess they're just like trying to blow up the island, but it's like they specifically said earlier, like they had a couple goals here to accomplish, and they weren't trying to blow it up. So I'm just, it seems a little out of place, I guess, is my immediate feeling here. Like, and also like the admiral and the Gorosei are on the island, so they're just gonna blow up the island while they're there. Like, I don't know, it's just a weird, I feel like that's a little weird for me. I felt like we're already past it, but I mean, overall, guys, amazing chapter. I'm glad Kuma got to land the punch, even though I thought he wouldn't. I'm really glad he did because it was cool. Although, as I think a lot of us knew, the Saturn wasn't really gonna get like affected by it, right? Like he healed, like he did in the moment, but then he healed right afterward, like he did with the Radical Beam also. So it's like, you know, I guess it's cool, but Oda was just like, all right, guys, I'll give you guys the cool thing to see, but it's not really gonna matter. Like that's, you know, but still very cathartic. But I think the really interesting thing though is that right here where Vegapunk gets cut off and he says, it can't be what I'm thinking, can it? The Buccaneers were said to have a special characteristic beyond their strong bodies, after all. After all, your people once, and then it got cut off. So I feel like we're at the point where Blackbeard is part Buccaneer. I'm just gonna say it. I feel like we're at that point. I feel like it's pretty clear. You know, just from a writing context too, it would make a lot of sense to be like we know his body's weird already, and now Vegapunk's talking about why Buccaneer's bodies are weird and how he's still alive after all this. And I think it would make a lot of sense from a writing perspective to like introduce this Buccaneer thing, this weird body thing, in a different way, and then when Blackbeard gets involved, it's like, oh, he's one. That's how that works. So I feel like we're getting to that point. And Blackbeard is kind of shaped that way, but not quite as much as Kuma, right? He's a stocky guy, but not quite the same. But their hair is kind of similar. So I'm pretty much on board at this point. Blackbeard's a Buccaneer. That's probably how he has multiple fruits and everything too. I also got to say though, I said at the beginning that I saw some thumbnails and I might have been spoiled a little bit on like the general gist of the chapter, and I really wasn't. The thumbnails I saw were saying like Kizaru's definitely a traitor, which like could definitely be true. We can talk about that. I think that's still maybe on the table, but this chapter didn't like conclude that, right? That's like I saw multiple thumbnails saying that. I also saw thumbnails talking about like Bonnie's devil fruit is a secret thing, like a different thing than we were told, and we're gonna learn about it. So I was like, in my head, I was like, okay, maybe people are just stretching it, you know, trying to like clickbait the thumbnails or titles, and they were, apparently. All right, let me get into the super chats real quick. I saw quite a few of them. Curious what you guys thought about this chapter. Also, I did see quite a few compliments earlier. I was kind of into the chapter, but I saw a lot of compliments about the new camera, and about me specifically, which, you know, I love you guys, appreciate that. But the camera, I'm glad you guys like it, because I guess it's an important time to mention this too, is just I'm going to continue doing redacted videos. You know, my reviews over on Redacted, I didn't do the last few chapters. Part of that is just time and the holidays and everything. But also, after I missed the first one, I was like, I don't want to do another one until I know I'm going to actually continue doing them continuously. And now that I have the camera, what I'm probably going to do is do like camera videos on Redacted. So if you want my review for this, which I'm not ending the stream now or anything in case anyone's new to the channel, but I am going to be doing a review video for this on the Redacted channel, which my guy Vex, that's crazy. In my brain, I was like, I wonder if Vex is here and he could quickly plug a link, and literally you did it as I thought about it. Major shout out to Vex. Everyone go follow Vex and TLA. But I'm going to be putting videos over there, and the camera was key for that because I'm going to be recording myself for those videos. Obviously, I'll still be putting some panels up and putting anime clips up and stuff like that, but I do want to use my camera because that cuts down on the editing time significantly. Because I also want to do videos like I want to cover Berserk and I want to read it and just talk about my thoughts on that and other series. So long story short, I'm glad you guys like the camera. It's here to stay. But, okay, let me get to these super chats real quick. Saw that one. Lol Sauce McGee, my guy, the computer I'm using, partially at least, the reason why the streams have been working a lot more fluidly lately is the new computer, and Lol Sauce helped me do that. So major shout out to Lol Sauce. Ayo, 12 freaking months. That's crazy, man, a year. I remember you were one of the first people to become a member. I remember that, so I really appreciate that. Let's see, Kush Daddy with the $5 super chat. Sanji at the beginning of the arc mentioned the power of love, and now Vegapunk regarding the Buccaneers. Perhaps Sanji has more than just Lunarian blood. I love that connection, Kush Daddy, because also, like, Sanji, how many times has he said, like, the fire, like, the Diable Jambe is from, like his emotions. Like, his emotions run hotter than any flame could or whatever. And, you know, whether you took that literally or Sanji just being himself and whatever, you know, who knows? But now that we kind of see this stuff, it's just like the power of love, quote unquote, or the power of emotion, I guess, is pretty literal. At least it's seeming that way. Like, now we'll find out what the truth is here. Like, Vegapunk might just be, you know, maybe he means something else by love, like will or something, right? But I like that connection to Sanji, because Sanji is the, like, lover of the crew, even though he's, like, you know, a simp and doesn't do it in the smoothest way all the time. Regardless, that is his thing, and I like that connection a lot to emotions. That's actually really good. Sam Fisher with the $5. I can't wait to see the panels of the other 4 elders getting punched in the face. Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because I agree that, like, and I think this is what you're getting at. They're all going to get punched in the face, like, really hard like that to almost mimic Luffy punching Sharlos, right? Like, Luffy punched the Celestial Dragon that way, and now we need to see each of the other top Celestial Dragons get punched that way. And I like that Kuma did this one, because obviously he's tied to him and all that, but I like that Luffy didn't do a Gorosei member, and I don't think Luffy will. Not that Luffy won't ever box with a Gorosei member for some amount of time, but I don't think he's ever going to get a punch like that on a Gorosei member. He's going to get one on Imu. Right, the next time Luffy gets a cool punch like that, I mean, maybe he'll get one against someone in Elbaf or something, or Blackbeard, I don't know. But whenever he fights the world government, the next time we see one, it's going to be Imu. It's going to be Imu's face, like you know how that panel works, where, like, the face is, like, coming back towards you kind of thing? We're going to get one with Imu. I guarantee it. Guarantee it, 100%. I also forgot to end the poll from earlier, sorry. Anyone who voted on it, I did change the color earlier. I just forgot to end it. But, you know, we're getting used to it. Because it was the first time. We're going to do that every stream, though. Kush Daddy with the $2 super chat. Buccaneers didn't have superhuman strength, but Straw Hats will? Is that what you're saying right there? The SH, I think. Well, it seems like the Buccaneers do have superhuman strength, right? At least that's what it's seeming like. But maybe... Are SH superhuman? Is that not Straw Hat superhuman? Is that what you're saying? Sorry, Kush Daddy, because I know with the $2 you get minimum characters, so no worries. I know you're trying to fit it in there. I do the same thing. Okay, so you're saying Buccaneers didn't have superhuman strength, but superhuman will. Okay, now I get what you're saying. Yeah, I mean they definitely did have superhuman strength, or it's seeming that way. The fact Kuma punched Saturn like that, I mean, we could have probably said it already because Kuma's so huge and stuff, but the fact he punched Saturn like that and knocked Saturn's arm off, I feel like he's got to have superhuman strength. But the will part, I like that. I feel like there's going to be more to Vegapunk's answer here than just, like, after all, your people, like, have a really strong will in some regard. Like, he'd probably have a cooler way of saying it than I just did, but I think it's got to be something else, but I do think their will is part of it. Like when he says, after all, your people once... There's probably like an action, like an event that happened where the Buccaneers, like, succeeded in some way, and their will was probably relevant for it. Like, he's probably like, you know, your people once did this really crazy thing that was only possible with a strong will, not just a strong body, something like that. But I'm with you either way, that because the Buccaneers, like if the government wants to wipe somebody out, just assume that those people are good people and that they're, like, a threat to the government. You know what I mean? Like, when the Lunarians got wiped out, I'm like, okay, the Lunarians were probably good people and the government didn't like them, and that's why this whole thing's happening, right? The Lunarians probably know the legends of why the government's so bad kind of deal, because they faced them. Same thing with the Buccaneers. They're probably good people, right? So I like that, like, their will is part of it. Man. I got so many thoughts here, but I feel like this has to tie to Blackbeard, I almost feel like. And maybe that's why we know Blackbeard's ship is here, right? Or one of their ships, probably just Devin and Lafitte, but I don't know. We'll figure that out. Let's see. Sam Fisher with the $5. I fully believe that Saturn is the weakest of the 5, with each one getting stronger in reverse planet order. So Warcury is the strongest. I've heard a lot of people saying that. I'm definitely in the boat that they're all roughly even. Like, you know, I think a good example is, like, the Tobi Roppo from Kaido's crew. Like, are they all exactly even? No. But are they all even, generally speaking? I would say yes. Like is page 1 the weakest? Yes. You know, I don't like page 1. Is, like, are Ulti and Drake maybe the strongest? Which, like, I don't know. Like, Black Maria wasn't that bad. I don't know. Like, Drake's probably the strongest just because he's a supernova and stuff, right? But I think they're all roughly the same. But I could see, like, minor things where we're able to look at it, like, you know, like Saturn's an Ushioni thing, and maybe like Nostro will be like a dragon, and it's like, okay, a dragon's way more terrifying than a spider thing, right? So that I could see that, but I do think they're all roughly the same. I would imagine. Because it could also maybe be a little bit like Doflamingo's elite officers. I can never remember what he called them. I think it's elite officers. Whatever he called them, though. Like, you know, they were all roughly kind of as strong as each other, but, like, some were smarter and some were dumber, and some powers were, like, you know, overpowered, but they didn't use them right. Like, there's like little bits of differences between them. I think Oda's going to keep that same kind of idea. But given that we got Saturn first, I would say it wouldn't shock me if he's like the least threatening. You know, if maybe like the next Gorosei they meet, it's like, oh dang, I know Saturn could do all those things, but this guy can also do this extra thing, like that kind of idea. I can see that. I don't think they're gonna be too far though. Brandon King being a member for 6 months. I appreciate you, man. 6 months. Also, Kuma's holding Bonnie like the Verth pose. Oh, hold on, wait. Like the Verth pose. Hold on, what? Like Verth? Is it something from Skypiea? Are you talking about the pose where Gonfall is like holding the Verth in front of him? Sorry if I'm blanking and this is like a big scene that I just can't think of. Are you talking? Is the one where he said like Verth is admiration itself and he has his palms out holding it? Is that? I think that might be it. But I can kind of. The statue they worshipped in Skypiea. Oh, so you're talking about the actual statue where like they have their arms crossed like this? That thing? I think I know what you're talking about, but it kind of looks like oars with the teeth. He is in that pose because he's like holding himself like that. That is an interesting catch right there. I didn't really think about that. Huh. That's a really good catch, Brandon King. Mr. Bushido, well, you have a couple super chats here. I'm going to read the most recent one real quick, though. Where you said, join the Discord, guys. Yeah, I'm assuming that's a link to my Discord. If not, it's still cool. I'm sure Bushido's linking a good one, but I presume it's mine. Definitely join the Discord, guys, if you haven't already. I'm in there pretty much every day, at least checking out what you guys are talking about. If you guys do have a theory for me, that's the place to send it. Not that I can guarantee I can read it, because, you know, sometimes I'm a little busy, but that is definitely the place to go check out if you want to talk some theories, because we're doing it all the time. Birch, you said he's linking Carrot Piece. Yeah, and in case Bushido is linking some Carrot nonsense, then just click the Discord link in the description. But let's see. Okay, well, real quick, Vex, my guy, with the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, bro. Shout out to the 5 people who just got memberships. Like I said, the TCG stream will be happening in a couple weeks, so you will be eligible if you live in the US and Canada still. So thank you, Vex, for that. I really appreciate it. Everyone, go check out Vex and TLA, but even Vex's channel. He's got some stuff cooking. And if you've heard him on streams and stuff, definitely if he's going to be cooking some stuff on his own channel, and even at TLA, you definitely want to be checking that out. So go show him some love. And then Terrible TJ also with the 5 gifted memberships. One of the long-time goats of the community. Let's see. Sorry, my Streamlabs messed up a little bit. All right, cool. We're back. All right, TJ, thank you, man. Thank you. Shout out to the 5 people who got those memberships. See some familiar names in there. Kagar, I see you got a membership. Earlier in the stream, I forget exactly what you said, but I caught a glimpse of something you chatted where you said like something about how good the camera was looking and how good I was looking on the camera. I don't want to put words in your mouth here in case I go overboard. But you said something very nice, and so that's karma right there. You getting the membership back. That's what I was getting at. Did I see John Sherrod? JJ, John Sherrod on all socials. I appreciate you sliding in, man. Thank you. Everyone, go check out OPU if you haven't already. I was there last week. A great group of guys, and they're gonna have Kev on tonight, right? JJ, I think. So JJ, if you want to like share that link or something in the chat, definitely do so, because I'm gonna be I'll be in the chat tonight, you know, with you guys on OPU. But definitely interested to hear what all you guys got to say about this chapter for sure. Kagar, I said you're a beautiful, handsome man. This is true. Oh, Kagar, be careful. I might be making you a moderator if you keep it up. But then everyone's gonna start complimenting me for moderator status. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I should. I should separate the powers here. All right, let me get back to a couple of these super chats just so I can get caught up. Mr. Bushido with the €5 super chat. Kizaru created a clone of light of himself and took Luffy to talk. Karasu could split into crows and they could talk individually. I like that. I'm actually with that. We already saw that Kizaru can make clones, right? We saw that with his shadow clone thing. And that would explain why Kizaru is like, you know, fighting, like getting back in action. Also, like with Frankie here, he could have killed Frankie if he wanted to. Like we saw in Sabaody that Kizaru shot a laser through Yoruja's body, like, directly. And I'm like, I know Frankie's like a robot and stuff, but like, you know, also his back's his weak point, and that's where he's at, right? So, I don't know. You know, it is what it is. I think it's just a sign that Kizaru's he's not super serious in killing everyone. But now that he maybe has a clone with Luffy and Luffy's out of the picture, like Luffy's safe, maybe he is kind of going all out again to, like, you know, keep Saturn at bay, like Saturn doesn't get distracted, I guess. If that's something Kizaru's doing, I mean, he's already my favorite admiral. I don't have to say anything. He would be cemented forever as #1. Mr. Bushido celebrated being a member for 14 months. That may be the longest on the channel. Thank you, bro. We will go to G14 next, not Elbaf. Big theory in the works. I don't know if you said that just because it was the 14th month celebration and it was the G14 chat. If so, that's actually kind of brilliant. But yeah, so Bushido's been talking this up a lot. I'm not big on it. I don't want to bash it. You know, I'm gonna let him cook. He thinks we're gonna go to G14 next. I don't think we have time. That's my biggest reason. But you know, if you wanna hear that, I bet you the Discord will be the first place. Well, maybe not the first place, but it will be mentioned there once it's ready. So definitely come join and see what Bushido's got to cook. Sam Fisher with the $10. Sam and Bushido, everyone, thank you for being so generous. I really appreciate it. Does anyone else think Atlas carrying Kuma is hilarious, or is it just me? Yes, I also agree. It's hilarious. Also, the full page spread of Kuma punching Saturn is already page of the year, in my opinion, just on the artistry alone. Yeah, so I'm going to scroll up there because I agree with that. I just want to look at it myself. So yeah, like the detail, the like, I don't know how to describe it. Like the way the shading is, like the way he squiggled the shading, so you can tell like how much power there is behind this. This is like better than a thumbnail. You know what I mean? Like this is like, I would dream to have something like this, which I mean, like I probably could, but it's just seeing this actually in a panel where it looks so like with all this detail and stuff, like that's crazy, you know. It's beautiful. And then seeing Saturn like fly into the buildings and the buildings crash on him, like that's crazy. It's also crazy how afterward Kuma's just standing there and then he slowly like goes down on one knee and then the other knee and then like holds Bonnie. Well, actually I just noticed, okay, so he goes on one knee and then you see him on both knees in the next panel, but then he picks up Bonnie, he's on one knee again. And then you go back and he's on two knees. Okay, hold on. Wait. Hold on. Okay, he's still on two knees. not that that's a big deal, but that's pretty funny. That's actually hilarious. He's on one knee, two knees, he's like just going like putting one knee up and down over and over again. If this was animated correctly, that's what he would have to do. That's really crazy. That's kind of funny. But yeah, Sam, I also do think it's funny that Atlas is carrying Kuma because I mean all the satellites seem to be like cyborg-esque beings, but it's funny because like, well, Atlas has already been through this, like replacing their face, right? Like they've already gotten destroyed earlier and stuff, so like there's a connection there a little bit because now they're carrying another injured cyborg, I guess is what I'm getting at. But just like the size thing, and also like Atlas is huge, right? Atlas is really big, but like carrying Kuma, who's massive, you know, that's like a whole other, it's just, I don't know, it is a funny situation. Because like it makes Kuma look small, but obviously he's not. And also the way that Vegapunk is scaled in that panel makes him look almost the same size, and that is not the case. But let's see, what's the next one? Mr. Bushido with the €5. If Saturn is just a projection, excuse me, burping. Whew. Shouldn't have had those potatoes before the stream. If Saturn is just a projection and real Saturn is on the ship, then will real Saturn get away safely? Will Frankie get bounty for hitting Saturn? Okay, about the Frankie bounty part, I mean, his bounty poster is currently the Sunny, so I don't know how that's gonna work, because he should, right? He should get like reprimand. I don't know if reprimand is the right word, but like he should get a bounty increase for that. But people don't eat. But like his bounty poster doesn't even look like him there, so I don't really know. I don't know how that's gonna work. But Frankie should get something. And then the part about the projection, yeah. So I think that's kind of where it's headed. Maybe this is evidence. So going to the Buster Call thing, like, you know, Kizaru's on the island, but he's made of light, so I guess he wouldn't get hurt by explosions. I guess I don't know if that's actually how it works or not. And then Saturn can heal himself. / that may not even be like his physical body, right? Maybe he's like on the boat and he's like astral projecting, or it's a shadow or whatever it is. So maybe that's why the Buster Call, like that could be a hint to it. Like the Buster Call is coming because it doesn't matter who they hurt, because those two big dogs can't actually get hurt from that stuff, right? I guess that would make sense. But let's see. Good Vibes has been a member for 14 months, also tied with Bushido for the longest. I think you would. Well, let's see. Let me think. Good Vibes, you were definitely one of the first 5 members. I'm just trying to think of what the order was, but you were definitely one of the first couple of them, so I appreciate you either way. I made it. Can't wait for this read. Like the stream. Hey, appreciate you, everyone. Like the stream if you haven't already. Because like I said earlier, it does help people find the stream while it's live, but even the VOD, you know, more people will tune into the VOD because it'll get recommended more with more likes. And so, yeah, I'd really appreciate that. But Good Vibes. So you said you made it 9 minutes ago, so I don't know if you're still reading. I don't know if you have read it or you're watching the reaction or what, but I am curious what you thought, because this chapter was... I wouldn't say 10 out of 10. Not to, like, bash on it in any way. Obviously great chapter, but, you know, 1102 was my chapter of the year, so now I feel like I'm comparing everything to that, at least until there's another best chapter or something, you know, for a while, but... You know, that one was another level. This one's still like an 8.5, 9. You know, it's really good. It's a little short, not a lot of dialogue, which I'm a big dialogue fan, but still amazing chapter. Let's see. Mr. Bushido, I already read that one. The Discord link, I appreciate that. Assuming it's my Discord, it's so funny that I don't know what the Discord is too. I'm just like promoting it anyway. And then Vex super chatted $2. YouTube won't let me gift. I don't know, but like the stream, y'all. Well, you did end up doing it eventually, so obviously you figured it out. So Vex, double thank you, or I guess like you gifted 5 memberships, so like 6 times the thank you for all the donations, bro. That means a lot. That means a lot that you super chatted just to tell me that you couldn't gift in another form. You know what I mean? Like that's awesome, man. Thank you. Then Friend Harper with the $5 super chat. I think it was just like a sticker, right? Was it? And it says, "Keep it up with the dude working out." Hey, I don't know if you were saying that just to like be supportive in general, or if you know that I've been trying to work out a lot more. But I have been, so double thank you. Whichever way you meant it, thank you. Yeah, a lot of New Year's resolutions this year, guys. Trying to keep up with them. And let's see, Mr. Bushido with the €2 super chat. A man's dream never dies. Carrot will be Nakama. I mean, look, even if I disagree, I can absolutely respect the dream and the admiration and the dedication to the cause. Absolutely. Like, even if Pluton doesn't end up being a mole, the dream's... Like, I think I said this in Discord the other day. Like, if Oda doesn't do it, the dream's not ending there. I'll go write a book and make a mole ship thing that lives underground. You know, the dream never dies. And then Isaac, or well, I however you say it, you know, the way you spell it, but Isaac, resubscribing with a Prime sub for 9 months. Twitch supremacy, bro. I love that you've been doing. I mean, I love support in any way, shape, or form, but I think it's so cool that you prefer Twitch. And even though I haven't done a lot over there, which now that I have the camera and the new computer and all the stuff, like I've been playing the finals a lot, I am going to be gaming more. I promise you. In fact, you can probably hold me to me doing one this weekend. That'll be a fun gaming stream. I got to figure out what YouTube channel to attach it to, because it won't be this one. But obviously it'll still be attached to Twitch regardless, though. I just love that you're over there, Isaac. That's awesome. And you keep supporting over there, even though I know you're one of the only people over there. So it means a lot, man. Thank you. Kush Daddy said it's past 1098. Carrot's not joining. That's true. You know what? Yeah, Bushido. So look, I still I respect the hustle. You know, like I said, I admire the cause. But at this point, anytime you talk about Carrot, I feel like I do need to say that you said 1098 was the cutoff. You know, if you want to keep hoping for it, that's fine. But just remember, 1098 was the cutoff back in the day. So, you know. On Freedom, you said Parvision pillow. Yes, that is the Parvision Daksake collab pillow from the very beginning of the journey. I'm keeping that till the very end. I have never actually used it as a pillow. Well, I laid on it one time to see how comfortable it was, and it actually wasn't bad. But then I was like, I can't taint it. You know, I gotta put it somewhere safe. I actually am planning on getting lights for each. Well, like, you guys will see the setup a little bit differently once I fix the camera a little bit more. I'm still working with the settings and the lighting in here and stuff, but eventually, you're going to be able to see everything on the shelves really clearly, eventually. At least that's the idea. And then I'm going to get even other cool stuff. Like, so I have the Parvision pillow. Right next to it, I have Artur's, like, plush. It's like a one-piece globe, like an accurate one. And I brought this up before, and I feel bad bringing it up because then I feel like a timer has started. But you know, I'm trying to time it up properly in an exciting stream. But I actually have an extra one of those plush globes from Artur that I'm going to be giving away to you guys at some point. Like I said, I don't want to give a deadline. I don't want to feel like the timer's ticking. I'm gonna make it a really cool stream where I give that away to you guys. But it will be in 2024. That's 100%. So yeah, you guys will get one of those. They're like, there's only like 1,000 made or something, and they're like the coolest plush I feel like anyone's ever made. Like, now I feel like if I were to ever make a plush, I really need to think about it. You know, like I'm like, how am I gonna beat this one? Michael Hollenbeck, only one game and it's OSRS. The best game, man. The best game. I don't have it up right now, but I've been playing quite a bit. I got into forestry recently, the new woodcutting thing, and big change. Birch, make a Carrot joining poll. I want to know. Okay, yeah. Oh, hey, I got this. Will Carrot join the crew? Can I just leave yet? Okay, hold on. All right, here we go. All right, and to be clear, I like made the question worded the way I did because I'm not talking Carrot shows up in the final war and helps. All right, that doesn't count. That's not, even if she's on the ship again for during the final war, that doesn't count, right? Because tons of people will be there. I mean, she joins. She's christened as a crew member. She's with them, you know, because if joining at the very, very end, that doesn't count. That's why I phrased it that way. D, you said Carrot, Vivi, Yamato, or Bonnie. Are you? I assume you're asking this specifically for if only one could join the crew, not in any other way. If it was any other way, I'd be forced to pick Vivi because she's the only human female. If you meant it in that way, like normal human, you know what I mean? Whatever. If you mean joining the crew. Vivi is like a lock, so I have a hard time even thinking about Vivi joining. Because, like, she's already a crew member in my mind. She's just not on the ship. Like, she's not... Like, there are layers to it. Like, if all the Straw Hats are, like, the clearest example of being a crew member, Vivi is, like, the very next closest thing. You know what I mean? And, like, she's clearly gonna rejoin eventually. So... I have a hard time with Vivi because, like, it's already, it's a done deal for me. But then if I had to pick between the other three, Yamato, for sure. Yamato had, like, Carrot. It's past chapter 1098. We don't even need to talk about Carrot. But Bonnie, like, I think she's gonna join the Revolutionary Army. I see the Straw Hat connection and the Nika stuff. I see why a lot of people want that to happen. But I think that it's just, like, I don't know. The Revolutionary Army makes a lot more sense because it would be cool to have her on the crew, but she's, I don't know how to really say it. Like, I mean, she has the Kuma connections, the Dragon thing, the Ginny thing. Like, her mom and dad were both revolutionaries, and maybe Dragon will, you know, like, tell Kuma like because Kuma, assuming Kuma still dies here or something, it could be Dragon's like, I'm gonna make sure your daughter is okay, you know, like I'll take care of her for you, kind of deal. So I think the Revolutionary Army makes more sense. And for the Straw Hats, if she were to join, I think it's just like a little bit of an unnecessary thing. Like, no, I don't think any of the Supernova need to join the crew to still be relevant and really important, right? Like, think about Law. Law is never going to be an actual Straw Hat, but he almost feels like one, right? I think Bonnie can just be the same thing. We don't need Bonnie to actually be on the crew, but it'll feel like she's, you know, an ally and everything. But I don't. It's the same thing as the other Supernova. I don't really see why, like, we need it. Like, Bonnie, now that this Kuma stuff's done and once the Vegapunk stuff's done, like, there isn't as much of a reason for Bonnie to join the crew. Like, I think the Revs, there's way more of a reason for that, you know. But yeah, but Carrot, I don't see Carrot at all, unfortunately, for some people. Let's see. Terrible TJ with the $2 super chat. I'd buy a Mole Gang plushie. I am thinking about a mole one. The only problem with a mole plush is that if I make it look like the One Piece mole, I already am in licensing issue territory there. And if the mole theory ends up being true, then it's like a really weird situation, because it's like I kind of came up with it first, sort of, because like Pluton wasn't revealed to be a mole. Like, if I make the Pluton mole plushies now, and then later it ends up being true, there's like an awkward thing where it's like, okay, am I allowed, like, can One Piece even leverage, you know, trademark rights at that point? Because, like, I did it before they made it a thing. You know, like, I don't really know. It's like such a weird thing. I genuinely don't know. But if I could get like my own kind of mole and stuff, like, that would work. But then at that point, it's not going to look like any. So I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I've been thinking about it a lot. I think like a sake bottle plush is like the easiest thing, but that's like not as like a mole is like an animal, like a stuffed animal. Like, it might be kind of cool to have that, right? It's like an actual plush kind of thing. But then the sake bottle, like, you wouldn't want to like display that as much, even if it's a plush. I don't know. We'll figure it out. And like an Afro one, that's like, I think an Afro plush is the easiest. I think an Afro plush might be, but like, it couldn't just be like just a plush, like just a black sphere that's a plush, you know. Like, I would maybe it had to be like wearable, like an Afro plush that doubles as something you can put on your head, like maybe like squeezes around. I don't know. I'm spitballing and brainstorming right in front of you guys. I've been thinking about this for a little while. If I do make any merch, it'll be cool and useful merch, though. That's like my promise. If anyone is a fan of Good Mythical Morning, which I brought them up before, they're my favorite YouTube channel or YouTube, I don't know, organization, because they're like a whole business. They have like multiple channels, whatever they are. They're like my favorite, and they do really, really good merch drops. Like, I actually, like, I'm not a part of their society, but they drop merch, and I'm like, oh man, I might buy that. So I'm kind of using their model to like try to make stuff. If I do, I'm not even sure, but which, by the way, on Good Mythical Morning, or Good Mythical More technically, there was a One Piece reference 2 days ago, or on Friday. No, I watched it 2 days ago, but it was last week's. Yeah, it was last Friday's episode. There was a One Piece reference during Good Mythical Morning. They listened to a TikTok where like the guy puts on the Doflamingo glasses and you hear Doflamingo's laugh. I was all over that. That was amazing. The world collided. Let's see, Mr. Bushido with the €2 super chat. If I must die alone on this hill, I will. Bushido, that determination, I could, even if you end up being wrong, that's admirable. Very, very admirable. You feel the same way about Carrot as I do about Pluton being a mole, I think. Azagats being a member for 10 months, do you think Luffy is coming down with lightning? So you're saying like the reason Luffy's not being shown right now is that like he went up into the sky to like grab a giant lightning strike to hit Saturn with or something? Is that, I guess I think that's what you're getting at. I doubt it, but that's really cool. If Luffy does anything to Saturn in this whole ordeal, I want him to do a Gum Gum axe, or whatever he calls the Gear 5th version of that with a giant, like the Bajrang gun version of an axe, right? Because he did an axe when he met Kuma, right? Like when Kuma found him back at Fuchsia Village, like in chapter 1101. And then it's just like he would be like crushing an insect with his foot kind of idea, right? Now, I don't think Saturn would get defeated there. As we're seeing with Saturn, he can like heal himself. Like there's something magical at this point. But maybe to like get Saturn out of the picture for a minute, I would like Luffy to do an axe, if anything. Like a Bajrang axe. I don't know what he would. I don't know if that's what he would call it, but something like that. And then D super chatted 50. I'm not exactly sure what that is, but whatever it is, I appreciate you. Yamato will not join the Straw Hats yet because she'll be number 2. Because she'll be number 2. Wait, what do you mean by number 2? I'm a little confused there. But yeah, like I don't. If Yamato joins the Straw Hats, it's gonna be a. Like, how do I put it? Like a, like Pluton's gonna get released. It's gonna be like a really shocking series of events, and it's gonna be like Yamato's forced to get on the ship. Like that's how I see it. If she'll be number 2 instead of Zoro. Okay. Now I get what you're saying. She'll be the number 2. Okay, got you. Because like it also said no to, and I was like, what am I missing? Yeah, I don't think. I get that argument because like she held off Kaido, and I mean, you know, Yamato has Conqueror's Haki, like can swing the Kanabo and like took out a number in one swing from like a quick swing with the Kanabo from a distance, which like the numbers aren't that impressive, but if you take one out, you know, with like just a random Haki swing from a distance, like that's pretty crazy. And the reason why I think that's relevant is, you know, Zoro a lot of the time whenever he does sword battles, he's like hitting people from a distance with his swords, right? Like the Haki or whatever has like a projectile at this point, basically. And Yamato has shown, like, you know, Yamato's almost better at it. I don't know about better per se, but Yamato is definitely capable of swinging Conqueror's Haki around like that too, right? So I can see that, and I can see like that reasoning where like if the Straw Hats go off on their own for a little bit before Yamato joins, then they get stronger, then Yamato won't be as strong comparatively, so Yamato doesn't outshine the Straw Hats. I think that makes a lot of sense. But with that being said, I do think that regardless of what we saw in Wano, if Yamato were to join the crew, I think immediately Oda would start making it clear that Yamato isn't as strong as the top ones, which like it shouldn't be that case, but I do think that when Yamato joins, Oda won't let Yamato, if Yamato, I don't know if I said if or when Yamato joins, Oda won't let Yamato outshine the other two. You know what I mean? But I do think that if Yamato joins, like I was saying earlier, it's going to be a very haphazard, sudden thing too, where I think, like, for instance, Pluton gets released, Wano's like freaking out because maybe they're partially under attack, you know, Momo, I don't know. Then maybe because of that, Yamato's like forced to go get on the Straw Hat boat or go find the crew because it's like, oh, we need help right now, we got to go talk to him, that kind of thing. And so I think Oda's like waiting for a climactic moment of some kind to bring Yamato back. Like, I think when Yamato does come back, it's going to be like a crazy scenario. And it'll make a lot of sense too. Like it'll be like the start of the final war to a degree. But yeah, the real reason though why I want Yamato to join the crew, at least by the time we fight Blackbeard, that's really my goal, is so then Yamato can like join in on the Straw Hat versus Blackbeard fights, because like right now we need one more person. We only have 9, Blackbeard has 10. If you count Aokiji. Now I get that some people don't think Aokiji will stay on Blackbeard's side, or he's like actually a bad guy and all that kind of stuff. I understand that. But if we just assume for a second that he is a legitimate pirate and he's going to be with Blackbeard till the end, we do need one more person to make the 10 versus 10, right? Or 11 versus 11 if you count the captains. So we need one more. And now Vivi's going to join. But, you know, if I see Vivi peacock slashing anyone on the Blackbeard crew, I'm not going to feel good about it. You know what I mean? Like, the peacock slasher has no business going up against the most dangerous criminals from level 6, right? we don't know everything about them. We still got to see how strong they are. But like, not only are these level 6 prisoners, at least a lot of Blackbeard's crew is, but they also are like the strongest level 6 prisoners. They like defeated the other ones, right? So if Peacock Slasher comes back, and even if Vivi gets like Kuma's fruit or another fruit, I still don't think that's enough, because like Blackbeard's crew also has fruits and they've had them longer and will probably awaken sooner and all that kind of stuff. So basically what I'm getting at, I really don't want Vivi to fight the Blackbeard pirates. I could see it. Oda could do it. I just really hope he doesn't. Vivi has a lot of other important stuff she can do. Like, she doesn't need to fight either. You know, like we've already seen her try to fight and she wasn't very good. Like, she was in the lowest rung of Baroque work. Well, not technically, because there was more groups above her and Mr. Nine, but you didn't get a lot worse than her and Mr. Nine. You know what I mean? Like, that was they were weak. So I want Yamato to join, because then Yamato can join in, because that's a perfect fit, I think, for fighting the Blackbeard pirates. Like, Yamato could throw hands with any of them. And I would love to see, and this is a little bit of a, well, maybe a spoiler. I haven't decided, so maybe potential spoiler, but you guys have probably seen a lot of my Blackbeard fight videos before, and I want to do one on Yamato or the person that I think Yamato could fight, and that would be Katarina Devon, because remember, Katarina Devon is the Crescent Moon Hunter, and Yamato wants to be Odin, which, like, the Kozuki family crest, like, a lot of the Wano families are tied to moon in some way, right? And like, they had the Wano, or the Crescent Moon, as like the tattoo for like people to know that they're samurai in Wano, right? So the moon's already tied to the Kazukis and stuff, so Yamato fighting Katarina Devon makes sense. But also, you know, Katarina Devon like hunts the faces of pretty women, but Yamato wants to be Odin, so there would be like a kind of a funny back and forth there maybe. But also it could be like a deep character back and forth, because Katarina Devon might be able to just turn into Odin. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know how Katarina Devon's powers work. Maybe we'll find out in one of these chapters here at Egghead, because everyone, including myself, thinks that Lafitte and Devon are here. And if Devon ever does turn into Odin, then Yamato's going to be like, whoa, I want to do that. You know, yeah, whoa, that's my thing, you know? So I think that fight could be really good. So that's like my agenda for Yamato, but you know, we'll figure it out. I don't know if I'm sold on that one yet, but that is like that's the type of fight I kind of expect in the Blackbeard fights. Like a really deep and funny, and like it can be deep and cool and funny, but the fight itself will be good. Like, there's a lot of cool layers to it. So that's what I see for that one, but we'll see. It's hard. I go back and forth on that one. Let's see. Did I answer all the super... Okay, cool. I am caught up on the super chats. If I missed any, yell at me. So we got about another 10 minutes. I don't know if you guys have any other questions that you guys want to ask in the chat, but I'm at the point where I'm just answering whatever chats you guys have. So, because around... It's 4:15 here. Around 4:25, I'm going to end the stream, because then it'll dump you guys over into Kev DOG's stream. And hopefully it'll work automatically like it should. But until then, I don't know if you guys have any other questions. Oh, I guess also this carrot poll, I forgot about that. 15 to 85. I'm not gonna lie, Bushido, 15 is higher than I thought it would be. Now it's 16. Look, man, now back down to 15. That's more than I thought. I wouldn't have said that much. So almost 1 out of 5 people, like, we're almost at 20%. I mean, close enough. Almost 1 out of 5 people think that Carrot will actually join the crew. Carrot was like number 7 in the popularity poll, the like worldwide one last time. Oh, also I need to bring this up. Hold on. I brought this up in the Discord like a month ago, but I need to bring it up here because I know you guys will. You guys will find this as disrespectful as I do, probably. And I get somewhat why this is. But, where's it at? Now I'm missing it. Hold on. Okay. In the very first One Piece global popularity poll, I'm trying to find the most recent one. Is this the most recent one? I mean, I think this is it. The reason why I'm even bringing this up, by the way, is that, you know, One Piece does these global popularity polls every so often. And so Carrot was in the top 10. Okay, so I don't know if this is the most recent one or not. This is a few years ago. But Carrot was number 8 in this one. Again, I'm not sure what year this is. Carrot was number 8. And Kuma was number 98. Carrot's 8, and I know that obviously Kuma is way more relevant now. Like, obviously that's people weren't really thinking of him. But I mean, 8, 98, man. 8 for Carrot, 98 for Kuma. That's 98. He almost didn't make the list. Let me tell you guys the scrubs that they have over Kuma. And like, look, Carrot, I get Carrot can be over Kuma in general because like she's been in the story more, people like her. I get that, but 90 places, 90. That's almost the list. Okay, so just to go over the people, directly above Kuma in this list was Panda Man. Okay, Panda Man was number 97. Kawamatsu was above Kuma. Parasparrow was above Kuma, which I like Parasparrow. That's all right. Vista, the world's strongest swordsman, Vista, 94. Zeph, 93. Which, like, these aren't terrible, but it's just, we're talking about Kuma here, you know what I mean? Cracker was 99, okay? Kuma is 500 times cooler than Cracker. Like, literally 500 times. Also, okay, and like, you know, I don't have a problem with this, but Gaimon was 60, which, like, great. You know, Gaimon deserves some love. He doesn't deserve to be 38 spaces above Kuma, though. Kizaru was 1 spot above Gaimon, which, like, that, you know, I don't know how that works. Let me find, there's some other, like, you know, no disrespect, maybe a little bit. Izo was 50 spots ahead of Kuma. 50. He's number, like, Kiku was 51 spots above Kuma. Isn't this like the most? How? Yeah, I don't understand it. Like Tashigi, 60 spots above Kuma. 60. Hey, King Cloud, you said you do understand Kuma messed up Zoro. That's true. Is that why? Is it because Zoro couldn't beat Kuma? Is it the Zoro fans? Look. I'm one of the biggest fans of Gin in the story, okay? But he has no business being 14 spots above Kuma. Friend Harpy said, how do these polls work? Do you only get to name one favorite and that's it? No. So I voted in these every single day. The last time they did one, and I voted for Brooke pretty much every day. But you're able to vote once a day, like per IP address or something, maybe 3 votes a day. I can't remember exactly what it was, but you got a couple votes a day. And they also broke it down by region, so you could see like what parts of the world voted for what people. But the one I'm looking at right now is all the votes through the whole process from all over the world, like the literal entire global popularity poll. But they do split it up and like you can vote multiple times. So it's like, it's a pretty good way to tell. But with the way that they do it, they do let some meme people get through. So, for example, like Whoop Slap one year, I think got in because I don't want to put anyone on blast, but there were definitely some creators that were lobbying to have Whoop Slap in the list. Like Shushu was number 100, and like I love Shushu, but like that's obviously like somewhat of a meme answer. Like again, not to dog Shushu, no pun intended, but like. You know, like that's obviously like fans just liking the character. Like, I mean, that's what this is, but it's like not, the character isn't that relevant. You know what I mean? Like Kung Fu Dugongs. The Kung Fu Dugongs were number 89. Kuma was number 98. How are the Kung Fu Dugongs 9 spaces above Kuma? Didn't we only see the Kung Fu Dugongs in the manga in the pre-time skip? I might be wrong on this, but I remember, but I'm pretty sure the anime is the only time we saw the Kung Fu Dugongs with the hockey, I think, right? I'm pretty sure. And so it's like they shouldn't, like, what are they doing? Like, what are they doing? Like, that makes no sense. Brandon King with the super chat. Did I miss another one or no? Or am I tripping? I am tripping. Brandon King with the $2 super chat. Bonnie joins the Straw Hat. Then it's her V. Then, okay, hold on. I love that I have to like, and I genuinely mean I love it because I know you guys are fitting in the characters in the small amount you have for these super chats, but I love that I have to like figure out what the things mean. Bonnie joins Straw Hat, then it's her versus Aokiji. Ice Age versus Age. That's what you're saying. Okay. I like that, except I don't think Kuzan and Bonnie have enough of a connection. Which, like, obviously a lot of the Straw Hats don't have connections to a lot of the Blackbeard pirates that we're aware of right now, so, like, Oda could develop that. But it seems like Bonnie is somewhat cornered. I think that's like a bad way to put it, but she's sort of stuck in the Kuma Kizaru revolutionary side of things, right? Like if Kizaru was on the Blackbeard Pirates, then I would see it, right? Because there's a connection. But I feel like someone who has a bigger connection with Aokiji needs to fight him, which my take for now, which like I haven't done the video yet. You know, it's not an official call until the video's made. But if I were to do the videos today, I would probably have to say Sanji fights Aokiji, but that's like super random. You know, like to me at least, like that matchup is because I did all the other ones, and that's like the last one left. Is those like the only two I have left, and so that one's weird to me. But that's that. I don't know. Aokiji's the tough one, man. I kind of hope Aokiji doesn't stick with Blackbeard, but then Blackbeard gets a different 10th Titanic captain. That makes everything work easier in my mind. D said, "Where's our good boy Ryunosuke?" Oh, he should be on this list. I remember specifically when people were doing the poll. I remember people were bringing him up. So like they're like, "Oh, if you're voting for Shushu and the Kung Fu Dugongs, Ryunosuke needs to be mentioned." And someone commented to this earlier, but Orlumbus being 20 spots above Kuma. 20. We're talking about Orlumbus, dude. Like. It's not even Elizabello. Elizabello has the King Punch. This is Orlumbus. All right, like, what's it? He's the one who has like 5,000 people under him, and he runs like the Yanta Maria, right? I think that's him. He does. Come on, like, guys. Namule. Do you guys even know who Namule is? Because I barely do. I only know because Tekking like knew this from like a trivia thing I watched one time. It was like an answer, and he knew it, and I was surprised. Namule is 71. 27 spots above Kuma. Man. Rockstar. Rockstar was number 66. Monet, 76. It just gets worse the more I look at it. Pell. 51. Pell can be on the list. He can't be 47 spots above Kuma. I'm sorry. He can't. Izo, 48. Izo and Kiku were directly next to each other on the poll. That's actually kind of cool. That's pretty cool. And then Hiyori was also connected to them, which is kind of just crazy. Oh, okay. Blackbeard was at 46. X Drake was above Blackbeard. X Drake was 57 spots above Kuma. Bushido voted in this poll every day. X Drake was at 41 and Carrot was at 8. Bushido, you had a script running. You had the only answer is Bushido for those two things. Carrot, Drake at 41 is honestly more unbelievable than Carrot at number 8, in my opinion. That's actually insane. Smoker's number 27. That's another Bushido. Bushido might have an in with the popularity poll numbers. This is the craziest list. This like gets okay. So I brought up Whoop Slap earlier, right? Whoop Slap ended up being 37 in this list. We're talking 61 spots above Kuma. That's actually insane. The Going Merry was number 32. That's reasonable. Brook at 26 is disrespectful. Look, Brook being below Eustace Kid, Perona. There's some other name, but I don't know. That's a little questionable. Also, Corazon being 13 was crazy. Killer Comedy, you said, yo, Dak, the camera quality seems better, like 50 times better. New camera. Yeah, I used all the winnings I've gotten from betting against the Pistons this year and bought myself a camera, you know, because that's just easy money at this point to bet on the other team. But it is a new camera. Real talk, it is a new one. I got a Canon. It's the Canon EOS R10. I got it a little bit of a discount because I got it refurbished, but it's like a professional camera, like a legitimate, you know, you guys can't see all the symbols now because I turned it off, but yeah, I got all the little million different things I can change to mess with the lighting and all that. Killer Comedy, I'm out. See you guys. JJ, the Pistons did deserve that stray for one big reason, all right? Killer Comedy is a Michigan sports fan of all kinds. He just got the college football title, which is going to get, you know, rescinded because they cheated, but, you know, we'll talk about that later. But then also, his Lions just made it to the second round. So, I gotta say something, all right? I went to Ohio State. If I don't say something, I'm letting down everybody. At Killer Comedy, remember, OSU had to give up our playoff chances because we sold rings for tattoos. So, you know. Whoa, Duran, Lions are cheaters. Well, why are the... No. Sun God Brown does not cheat. I don't want to hear that. King Cloudy said Detroit going to the Super Bowl. I want Detroit to go to the Super Bowl, but I gotta be honest. The Buccaneers are stealing my heart, man. All right, because I was a Tom Brady fan. I don't even like football that much, to be honest with you guys. But I used to like it, and I was a big Tom Brady fan. Obviously, he went to the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are the pirate team in the NFL, so whenever Tom Brady, so when Tom Brady, I was already, you know, reading One Piece Weekly. So when Tom Brady went to the Buccaneers, I was like, bro, like how does that happen? And then Birch, like you're talking about with Baker. So I used to be a Browns fan, and I no longer am for several reasons. And so Baker going to the Buccaneers and winning a playoff game, that is really cool for me. That is like I never thought that would happen. You know, like Baker gets kicked out of Cleveland. Cleveland brings in a guy I'm not a big fan of, and a lot of people aren't a big fan of. And now Baker goes somewhere else and has more success than the Browns. Like that's the kind of poetry I live for. You know, and he's on the Buccaneers, which is the pirate team. I got to keep bringing that up. That's so cool to me that we talk about the Buccaneers in this chapter. Of course, I'm rooting for the Buccaneers in the playoffs, but they are playing the Lions, and so it's a lose-lose because I want both of them to win. So, JJ said, if y'all keep talking sports, Dak will stream forever. It's true. I will. So it's actually a good call because we're at 4:28 and Kev's going to be going live in a couple minutes. So I am going to end the stream here in like a minute or so because it takes a minute to get you guys over to Kev's stream, basically, the way the redirect works. So I guess major thank you guys for being here today and, you know, being generous as you guys always are and being super supportive. I really appreciate that. So Redacted channel, I will have a review out in a couple days, like this weekend, guaranteed. I will be doing a review video, so go check on that. I have a buggy video coming next week that I have sent to the editor, and we'll be having that. Well, it'll be done next week. I don't know when I'll upload it, but buggy video coming. And yeah, hopefully, and also keep an eye on Twitch now. If you have not followed my Twitch, go to the description, subscribe there, or follow whatever. Because I will be doing more gaming stuff, but I probably won't do it on this YouTube channel. Maybe I'll do it like, I'll stream on the Redacted channel and my Daculus Twitch, just so that way I don't overload the Dak Sake algorithm. Whatever it is, if you follow Twitch, you'll be good. So do that. But otherwise, great chapter, guys. Check out Kev's reaction in a little bit. Chestnut and he may react later, and then OPU later tonight. With JJ and Kev and Preach and Oars and all them. Oh, and also, okay, one other very quick announcement. Very last thing. This is semi-important. So I think a lot of you guys are familiar with Marshall D. Preach, and Wizard of Oars, probably. Oh, dang it. But so Marshall D. Preach, the channel. Sorry, my head's bobbing around. I have like stuff blocking this monitor. So Marshall D. Preach's channel was 2 people for a lot of the last so many years, couple years. I don't know how long they've been making content. Long story short, it used to be Preach and Oars. Like, that's why there was 2 voices on the channel, right? 2 different people were making videos. Well, now they have split up. There's no beef. There's no beef or anything. This is all a business decision just so they can... I don't really know the ins and outs. I assume they both just want to make their own content and stuff like that and do their own live stuff, whatever. So basically, if you like the Marshall D. Preach channel, one of the people who make videos there, being Oars, has made his own channel. And I am going to post it. There we go. So there we go. I just posted a link to Wizard of Oars' new channel. So again, Oars is one of the 2 voices on Preach's channel. So if you like his content, now they split up, so you want to subscribe to both, because now each voice will be on its own channel. Again, there's no beef. I'm sorry. I bet some people wanted beef. There's no beef to share. It's just a business choice. They're still really good friends, and they're, you know, everything's normal. But please, everyone go support his channel, because since he is a new channel, you know, he's got to get monetized, basically, and that's a giant step. And you know, Marshall D. Preach already has 50-something thousand subscribers on that channel, and so Oars, you know, we got to get him monetized. I guess is all I'm getting at. You know, if 50,000 people already subscribe to the channel for Preaches, I'm sure a lot of people want to go subscribe to this, right? So, that would it would help him a lot. And he's a really good guy. I got to meet him in real life, as well as a lot of other creators. And one other thing, I guess, is Anime NYC. I just bought my tickets. It's in August. If anyone's going, you know, whenever August comes, I'll make a post about it, or we'll talk about it whenever the time comes. But definitely want to do another meetup. I met a couple people last time. AXD Charlotte got to come, like, on a trip of his life and, like, join all those creators for a fun night out and stuff. So if you want to go to Anime NYC, do it, because I'm going to be there. I don't know if Oars is going to be there for sure, but he went last time. Preach was there. Parvision was there. Kev was there. Hidden was there. It's a fun time. But all right, please go subscribe to Oars, and I think that's all the announcements I have for today. But I really appreciate you guys again, and I'll see you guys next week, or maybe this weekend for the gaming stream. But next week for the reaction.